You're in Braves country. You're in Braves country.
Lineup for Braves Country by D.M. McGee. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavine. Southpaw winds and kicks. Changing speeds east and west. A gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright. The father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play. Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones. Andrew let her fly. And his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts. A plenty from Strider. The quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez. Javi to B-Mac. Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog. He won 355. Could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P's still for Peterson. We were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. The top pitchers lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy. The big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler, Matzik, and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren, Skip Carey 2, Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren, Spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby, and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young, the game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Ramalama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying, it felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee, to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by D.M. McGee.
me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Rum and Cokes.
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the pub call. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the man. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Polk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry,
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam, ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America you get in a ballpark. And it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Breen. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
you're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to 1 strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate. Please remain standing. We call your attention to our bands here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture, our national anthem. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
All right, you guys, let's listen up. We won a game yesterday. And if we win one today, that's 2 in a row. We win one tomorrow, that's called a winning streak. It has happened before. So let's see some hustle. Let's jack it up a little. I got a feeling things are about to turn around for us.
Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA. Good afternoon, Braves Country. This is Matt Olson postgame after his big game last night. A single, a double, a grand slam, just missing the cycle by a triple. And, of course, Profar went bonzo. This is Matt Olson first, and then we'll dive in to the postgame interviews.
Matt Olson, I don't know if it's a good day or a bad day, but a lot of tough news coming out. You guys put it all behind you and put a whooping on the Angels at the field.
Yeah, couldn't get much going to start. Really, that one big inning with 2 outs. Ozzie and Profar working good at bats, getting singles. Murph with the huge homer, and then being able to keep it on them. Guys working ABs, and my ball snuck out.
32 consecutive games, you've ended up on first base. You took care of that early, and then crushed a big homer. How about your swing right now?
Yeah, you could always feel like it could get better. Feel like I'm having solid at-bats regardless, being able to find some grass. And, like I said, hopefully it keeps getting better.
Your teammate, Ronald Acuna Jr., starting the All-Star game. But I think I'm supposed to start promoting you. A couple more home runs, you may backdoor this thing and be in there as well. Any thoughts?
I'm just trying to get wins out here. That other stuff will fall into place.
And this crowd tonight, really nice. They were behind you all the way.
Yeah, it was good. Obviously, didn't give them much cheer about to start, but we had that big inning and got a little lively out here.
It did get lively. Matt Olson, everybody.
All right, and this next very short clip you'll hear is Ron Acuna Jr.'s interpreter answering a couple of questions about his All-Star selection, and then right after that is the post game with Brian Snicker. Here we go.
I think it's a dream come true just to be playing in my 5th All-Star game, but more importantly, just to be playing in this All-Star game in front of the best fans in baseball.
Did you ever think something like this was possible after missing the first couple months of the season?
I think so, just because anything's possible with hard work, determination, and then on top of that, when you have the fan base supporting you in the way that they did, I think anything's possible.
That's what we said, and, I got teed it up for him that first at bat with the bases loaded, and but yeah, it was good. Started a big inning and finished off. So, I thought his bats were pretty good. Just missed the one second time up. So yeah, it's kind of nice to have that other switch hitter in the middle of the lineup, and he feel good when he's up there. He's going to have a good at bat and take some walks, and so yeah, that makes the lineup a little longer.
Nice to just have a rough start to the day to end it this way.
Yeah, really good. It's went through a lot, and a lot of things transpired from this morning on, and so it was nice to come back and win a game like that.
What about Fuentes? After the first inning, it looked like he pitched a lot better.
He did a lot better. It's going to be, I think every time he goes out there, it's going to be a new experience. I just kind of thought he got caught up and just launching the ball in the first inning, and he only had a couple of strikeouts, but, he kind of settled down and kind of pitched a little bit, and breaking ball wasn't too bad. I think he was throwing some changes that were up on the thing as splits. But yeah, I mean, it's and I'd be real surprised if most of his starts aren't like that, quite honestly, as he's as young as he is and inexperienced and getting the feel for things.
But to see Mark go on a little roll like
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. The bats have been better. Even the foul balls have been just, he's staying tall and getting off good swings. And, he's done a lot of damage here lately. So, I'm running back out there tomorrow. I mean, he's it's been good to see because we saw it and the year he made the All-Star team. And then, I think with some injuries and now he's, come back and he's healthy and it's really good because, big, strong guy like that, man, it's, what he said, a grand slam and a 3-run homer in his last 3 games, I think. So that's something that we've been lacking.
How about Matt Olson? How about Matt Olson?
Yeah.
Not just with the bat, but the defense.
The defense. I mean, the play he made last night the diving play when we're down 4-0 and, just the total game. And he's putting together quite a year right now. I mean, it's an all-star half that he's had, really. And hopefully some point, I don't know, I haven't seen, I know they've announced everything today and all that. I know Ronald did, but I don't know when they do the other guys. But, he's putting together a really nice year. Which he did last year. He struggled last year at one point, and he ended up in a really nice year. He's just the ultimate pro and even keeled and comes to play and works, and he's a joy to be around.
Reserves get picked on Sunday. Does he have a chance?
I'd hope he would. I don't know. I mean, I know players, managers, coaches, everybody votes. I guess I don't know I don't even know where those guys come from, the fans or the players. Yeah. And I know the guys will, appreciate what he does and who he is in his game. So, yeah, I think he does have a chance.
Just going back to Murphy real quick, I know you guys have kind of strayed away from this in recent years with the 2 catchers, but is there a way that one of them would DH or the other one behind the plate in the game?
Probably not, because we have we have one of the best DHs in the game. He's another one that's kind of trying to get something going, and the only way he's going to, and we see what he can do, is to keep playing him. So we've done it before in the past, but we didn't have a guy, like Marcel here. But no, I don't think so. I don't foresee doing that right now.
2 pretty good games for Michael Harris at the plate after having the 2 days off late last week. Have you seen
it's been good. I think it's been good. I think it's been really good. I think his bats have been better, and the outcomes obviously have. And so hopefully that did him some good to just sit and watch and figure some things out. And, he made another nice play in center field tonight, which he's always done. Like I said, I got so much respect for that kid because he's never takes the offense out there. I mean, he's got really proud of his defense and how he knows he can help us win a game out there. And that's never takes a pitch off, which, like I said, I got a lot of respect for the young man, the way he does that. But I think it's been good. So it's been hopefully that kind of gets him going to what we know he can do.
How good and how emotional was the Jurickson Profar hit that home run after all the thing that he went through?
No, I know. Yeah, and that was good. I mean, that's the best thing you can do when you come off a situation like that is perform, and he did tonight.
And your final clip. They talked to Jurickson Profar after the game.
Yes, I feel great. Yes.
Walk us through that home run, that at bat, and what you're looking for going out there.
I'm just a good pitch to drive, and I got it.
Did you kind of feel like you were really close? Because, the first day B struck out, next day B he went to the warning track, and then, come with the base hit, and then the homer, like you were just really close to having a big game.
Yes. I think the first at bat was really, really tough to see a little bit, and just have to get used to it here.
You mentioned the crowd earlier today. How about the ovation they gave you and coming through with the home run and watching them stand and go nuts?
I was too locked in. I didn't. Yes. Yes. Very excited. Like I said, always, this is a team that I grew up watching, and to put this uniform on is a blessing.
Cool to just put this day behind you and look forward to just what the rest of the season brings.
Very cool. I got to talk to my teammates and to the fans and to everyone and to put it behind me.
Is the best case scenario for you to be able to go out and have a good game on day one?
Yes. Always. It's all about winning. And I'm going to do everything I can to help the team win every night.
So there you have it. Let's get ready, Braves country. The third and final game of the series against the Angels. Rubber match right ahead. Hey, Braves country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom.
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia. We're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. Here's your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and playing shortstop for the Los Angeles Angels, Zach Nato. 12 home runs, 29 RBI, 13 stolen bases, batting .264. Batting second, playing first, Nolan Shanuel. 7 home runs, 32 RBI, 3 stolen bases, batting .273. Batting third, the designated hitter, Mike Trout. 13 home runs, 31 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .231. Taylor Ward is batting cleanup and playing left. He has 20 home runs, 57 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .221. Joe Adell is in center field, batting fifth. 18 home runs, 46 RBI, 3 stolen bases, batting .243. Batting sixth and in right field, Jorge Soler. He has 9 home runs, 29 RBI, a .210 average. Batting seventh, behind home plate, Logan Ohape. 17 home runs, 37 RBI, a .228 average. Luis Rengifo is at third and batting eighth. He has 4 home runs, 20 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .230. Batting ninth and playing second, Chad Stevens. He has no at-bats in 2025. On the mound for the Los Angeles Angels, Jose Soriano, 5-5 with a 3.99 ERA, a 1.47 WHIP, 97 innings, 98 hits allowed, 84 strikeouts, 45 walks, 4 home runs served. He'll be going head-to-head with Bryce Elder, who's 2-5 with a 5.82 ERA and a 1.47 WHIP. 68 innings, 76 hits allowed, 57 strikeouts, 24 walks, 14 home runs served. Leading off and playing right field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Ronald Acuna Jr. 9 home runs, 18 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .346. Batting second, playing first, Matt Olson. 16 home runs, 56 RBI, a .267 average. Austin Riley, batting third, playing third. 12 home runs, 42 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .274. Batting cleanup, Marcell Ozuna, the designated hitter. 11 home runs, 40 RBI, batting .242. Batting fifth and in left field, Jurickson Profar. He's got 1 home run, 1 RBI, batting .263, 5 for 19 on the season. Batting sixth, playing second, Ozzie Albies. 6 home runs, 28 RBI, 7 stolen bases, batting .227. And Sean Murphy is behind home plate and batting seventh. 12 home runs, 30 RBI, batting .225. Batting eighth, the patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, Michael Harris II. He has 6 home runs, 43 RBI, 12 stolen bases, batting .217. Batting ninth, playing short, Nick Allen. 15 RBI, 6 stolen bases, a .240 clip. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate tonight, it's Ron Culpa. Your first base umpire, Corey Blazer. Second base will be manned by Derek Thomas, and down the third base line, it's Alex Tossi. Game time temperatures, Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia at first pitch are expected to be about 87 degrees. The wind blowing out to center at 6 miles an hour. Your Atlanta Braves come in tonight, minus 150 on the money line. The over-under is 9. Our pick to click tonight, very small sample size against tonight's starting pitcher, Soriano, so we're not going to base it off of that. But the numbers with Jose Soriano show that he's much tougher on the road, but even still, left-handers have a much better OPS and batting average against. With all those being factors, we'll take Matt Olson. He's on a tear, and the left-hander could plant another one towards the chop house tonight. We'll take your Atlanta Braves to get to Soriano, knock him out, put some runs on the board before tomorrow's national holiday. Give me your Atlanta Braves to win this one 8-4. Your American Rebel Beer keys to the game tonight. Only one man has seen Bryce Elder in his career, and it's Jorge Soler, and he's 0 for 7 with 3 strikeouts lifetime. The biggest question tonight, will Bryce Elder be the guy we've seen the last few times out? 2 innings versus Philly, 9 earned runs. 5 innings versus Miami, 5 earned runs. 3 1/3 versus Colorado, 4 earned runs, totaling 5 home runs given up in those 3 starts. Or will we see the guy that we saw prior to this recent slide where he went 8, 1 earned versus San Fran, 5 1/3, 3 earned versus Boston, 6 1 versus Washington, 6 2 versus Pittsburgh. He went 5 2 against the Dodgers. Everything was pointing in the right direction before this recent slide. Hopefully, he's figured some things out on the off days and gets back to clicking, because this Braves team is going to need Bryce Elder to step up in the worst way with Sale on the shelf and now Schwellenbach. If he keeps the ball down, the Braves should get to that LA bullpen and put the game away. Programming note for tomorrow night, we will have the chat up, and we've got a special broadcast ready to roll for tomorrow night's game. But with it being the national holiday, and to factor in the fact that the fireworks will be nonstop with our dogs barking, you wouldn't be able to hear a damn thing anyways. So we don't do the 4th of July game. We've tried it, and it doesn't work. Y'all enjoy the holiday, but if you do want to check and watch the game along, we're going to have the 3D. We just won't have the play-by-play. And we'll be back at it all this weekend. Put your click in the chat, slap that like, and let's get ready, Braves Country. We'd like to thank everybody for choosing Braves Country Radio, and a special thanks to all the country club members. Please like on your way in and subscribe, set those alerts, and share Braves Country Radio to help build the crowd so we can continue to bring you the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves Baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation is in its 5th season of bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 170 Atlanta Braves ball games. Please like and subscribe today. Join the Country Club. Thank you to all the Country Club members. You help support Braves Country Radio.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Braves Country. I see George and Birdwell. Good to see a Country Club member, Royal Peta. Jameson's here. Uncle Charlie Fritz, Country Club member. Justin Hightower, Country Club member. Braden Quinn's here. Chris Townsend, CT, Country Club member. Daryl's here. Mark Ricky Ricardo, Country Club member. Justin Green Machine. Daryl, everybody's got the right to complain, especially this year. That's what we're here for. This is group therapy. Just try to keep your head out of the oven. Who else do we have here? B.A. Baracus, Brian Anderson, Country Club member. Trina, Country Club member. Nathaniel Brooks, my man, Country Club member. You're saying let's go Spencer Schwellenbach's on the IL, Nathaniel. I don't know if you were making a joke or what, but he's on the IL till probably about September is what they're guessing. Travis Oswald in here tonight. JC, Country Club member. John Boy, Country Club member. George Rogers, Country Club member. I think I've got everybody. I'm assuming Edward Spry's in here somewhere. Of course, with it being a holiday weekend, I don't know how many folks are in here tonight. Trying to do this a different way with the other. What is Elder to AAA? Now he's starting tonight as far as I know. Unless something's come up that I'm not aware of, Bryce Elder's your starting pitcher. We don't have anything down in AAA to bring up to send him down. Nathaniel must have blocked it out of my mind. I don't blame you. John Boy, Country Club member. Gary the Real McCoy, Country Club member. See if we got anybody else in here. We got a couple more minutes before we have to jam out a break. If we've missed you, go ahead and jump in. I had something happen on my screen. It kind of jumped, and I'm not sure. It feels like there's normally more people in here, but once again, it's a 4th of July weekend, 4th of July celebration. I'm hoping the fireworks aren't too bad tonight. Sometimes our neighbors start doing that nonsense early, but we should be all right. It's tomorrow night where it's almost like we're in the middle, the Bermuda Triangle of fireworks, where they're coming from 3 different sides from us. I'm convinced that they're trying to outdo each other. That they're doing almost like a good old-fashioned pissing contest, because one will start shooting them, the other will start shooting them, and our house is almost dead center. But it's all in good fun. Our puppies freak out a little bit. Here we go. Charlie Elrod, Country Club member. Good to see you. There's Edward Spry. Stein Life. Good to see you. Freedom, Country Club member. We're just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play. Your Atlanta Braves. We're going to jump out of here, go to break real quick. When we return, Bryce Elder, does he have it tonight or does he not? He was looking pretty good until about 3 starts ago. Hopefully he can get back on track. We'll be back in a flash. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. It helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the radio news.
Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
Adventures in Time and Space.
We offer you
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball. No more measles and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves Country.
This is a reminder, disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
Good to see you, straight shooter. You maybe had to get my Google machine out and find out where San Isabel National Forest is. You're out there in Colorado. You're out there smoking the best of the best out there. Legal out there. Thought I saw a couple other people jump in here real quick as we are just about set, getting ready for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Bryce Elder is on the mound tonight. As soon as we get the screen loaded for you, we'll jump into the action on the field. I don't like having the screen showing when we're loading it up because I've had people tell me that they've gotten a little dizzy watching that, so fair enough. Atlanta Braves wearing their home whites tonight, and everybody's crowding Truist Park as coming into the holiday weekend. The last bit of this homestand will start tomorrow night, 7:15, a 3-game stand against the Orioles. It'll end early. We're going to be the 11:35 game Sunday morning, so we'll have Saturday and Sunday's game here for you, pitch by pitch, play by play. Tomorrow night we'll have the 3D up, but we'll have our salute to service, a couple other things put in there for y'all to listen to as we take the nation's birthday off. Bryce Elder's firing his final warm-up tosses. Braves wearing their home whites top to bottom. Braves across the chest in red, outlined in navy, same as the tomahawk, which is striped in gold. Numerals on the back, red and outlined in navy, as are the piping down the middle of the jersey in the front and on the sides of the pants. The names in navy on the back, and we're wearing a navy ball cap with a red bill and the white A representing the city of Atlanta, Georgia. Los Angeles Angels are wearing their road gear, red ball caps with the Angels logo on the front. Gray pants, red jerseys. Angels across the front in red out with the outline of white, same as the numerals on the back, and the names on the back are in white. The A with the halo, the Angels logo. We're just about set for pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Bryce Elder comes set, kicks and fires, and yes, sir! It is baseball time in Braves country. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Zach Nato, your batter, the 0-1. Swing, chops it foul down the third base line. It's 0-2. Atlanta Braves defense tonight, you got Jurickson Profar in left field, fanning from left to right. It's Profar, Harris, and Acuna. In the infield, around the horn, it's Riley to Allen to Ozzie to Olsen. The 0-2. Swing, just got a piece of it. Stay alive. Sean Murphy could not hold on to the check swing. It's 0-2 once again. Murphy behind the plate, Elder on the bump. Your home plate umpires, if you missed it earlier. Ron Culpa behind the dish tonight. From third to first, it's Tosi, Thomas, and Blazer. The 0-2. Down and away, 1-2. We did dodge a bullet here. The lowest ranked guy on this umpire crew is the 1-2. That's going to get laced into center field down for a base hit. Not a hard hit ball, but just past Nick Allen, and it's a leadoff single for the Halos. So Sean Murphy not being able to hold on to that tough check swing into his mitt equates into a single to start the game for the Los Angeles Angels. Off the end of the bat, just looped it. The Braves were on such a strong shift that Allen could not get to it. So 1 on, nobody out. Nolan Seanwell is standing at the plate. 273 average, 7 home runs, 32 RBI. First pitch, righty-lefty, slider misses down and away. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Tonight, out in the desert, Elder's over-under was 4.5 on the strikeout margin at a -150. He's going to flip it over to first real quick to keep the runner close by. We'll go ahead and pull back the view in case Nito will take off from time to time. He's really there at the top of the order because he gets on base so much, and he does have pop in his stick. The 1-0 shows bunt and doesn't offer, but does get called a strike. It's 1-1. Not sure if they were. Looks like he was signaling that he didn't pull the bat back in time. The pitch looked to be a tad off. Nito leaning off. The 1-1 swing, lifts it into left field, drifting over, making the catch in left field with ease. Those red shoes and red sleeve. It's Jurickson Profar. F7 in your scorecard. 1 away. 1 down, and that'll bring Mike Trout to the plate. Trout batting .231. Righty-righty matchup, 13 home runs on the year. First pitch, swing and a miss at the slider. It's 0-1. The only guy who has seen Bryce Elder in his career is Jorge Soler. Of course, he did that when he was in the National League. None of the other Angels have seen him yet, so we might have an advantage the first time through. The 0-1 swing, slices it foul. It's 0-2. An 0-2 count. Braves nothing, Angels nothing. Top of the first inning, 1 on, 1 out. Double play would get us out of the jam. They're going to flip it over to first real quick. Keep the runner close by. Second attempt over there, but just the first in this at bat. The 0-2. Swing. Rattles it foul. Off the mask of Sean Murphy. Just got a piece of it. Do it again. Dangerous pitch there. You can't leave that hanging slider right there for Mike Trout. He'll hammer it. The 0-2 count. The old gray mare, he may not be what he used to be, but he's still a heck of a bat. The 0-2, 92, hit the top of the zone. I'm not sure what in the world home plate umpire Ron Culpa was looking at there. You got to give him that pitch. I mean, that's right there. That is a ridiculously bad call. Elder looks in. The 1-2 pitch. Swing, pops it back foul. Do it again. So a 1-2 count. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him. Throw down to second. The runner takes off. Looks like he beat the throw, but a good pitch by Elder. 2 away. Nato picked his spot and ran on a slider that was down and in. Pretty good throw by Murphy, honestly. As tough a pitch as that was to come up, he was really close Nito kept his foot on the bag as Ozzie continued to hold the tag, but there are 2 down. Runner in scoring position, first pitch. Swing, chops it foul off the plate. It's 0-1. Go ahead run in scoring position. Zach Nito, his 14th stolen base of the year. Talked about that he's got good speed. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, 0-2. If he can throw that slider all night long, the Braves are going to be in business. His problem has been hanging the slider like he did a second ago to Trout. Trout just didn't time it up. If he can keep that thing diving away, the 0-2, try to give him a chase. That time he held up 1-2. Can't throw it back. You know, you can't throw it over and over again because they adjust to it. You got to pick your spots, but those last couple of sliders have been good ones. The 1-2. Tried to sneak a sinker right there over the plate. Just missed below the zone. So that'll leave up the count at 2-2. Deuce is wild. Runner at second. A 2-2 count, 2 outs. Elder looks back, brings it. Just misses with that sinker. Full count. Standing on deck is Joe Adell. Now, you don't want to just lay one in here to Ward. He's got 20 home runs and 57 RBI. The 3-2. Swing, chops it foul. Went with that slider again. Just got a piece of it. What you'll see tonight is just a 4-pitch mix from Bryce Elder. He throws the slider and sinker almost evenly at 80% total. And then the 4-seam in the change, evenly at 20% total. The 3-2 just misses down and away, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. Very rare you see a pitcher throw 4 pitches that evenly. So it's 40% on the slider right now, 40% on the sinker year to date, 10% on the 4-seam and 10% on the change. 2 on, 2 out, first pitch, swing and a miss, sinker. Down and over it, it's 0-1. Los Angeles Angels top 5 in Major League Baseball in home runs. You got to be careful. You can't just lay them in there. They've got home run hitters 1 through 7. The 0-1. Down and in, 1-1. 1-1 count. 2 on, 2 out. On deck is Jorge Soler. In the hole is O'Hoppe. The 1-1. Swing. Hits it up the middle. That's going to skate through for a base hit, and Nito will easily score, and it's 1-0 Los Angeles. Harris, by the time he got to it, really had no chance, so he wisely threw it to third to keep the runners at first and second. The Angels strike first. Hard hit ball. Worm burner through the infield, and the Angels take a 1-0 lead. Good to see you, 87. See if anybody else is snuck here in the back door. First pitch on the way is a sinker right there on the edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1. So you can attribute that run to the fact that Bryce didn't get that high strike call on the guy that he walked right before that. The 0-1 down and in, 1-1. Rob T, good to see you. 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. Down and in, 2-1. Got JC in here. Don't see a couple of the usual suspects, but they may be traveling with the 2-1. Down and away. Did he go around? He did not. 3-1. So a 3-1 count to Soler. You don't want to just lay one in there. Elder is at 28 pitches, though. O'Hoppe on deck. The 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. So the bases are juiced. There are 2 outs. I would think at least Murphy's going to go out there and talk to him to give him a breather. He is. He really hasn't been hitting his spots poorly. He's gotten squeezed on a couple of calls, 17 strikes and 29 pitches. I'd say about 4 or 5 of those pitches he's been squeezed on. Two or three were definite strikes in the zone. So Hoppy comes to the plate with the bases loaded. Still 2 outs. And Elder trying to find his way out of this jam. The first pitch. 92 sinker right there on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Sinker up top. It's 0-2. You'd think this is about where they'll try to get him to bite on that slider. It's whether or not he can hit the spot to make it look like a strike and then dive out of the zone. The 0-2. Slider down and away. Well off the plate. They checked down the line, said he did not go around 1-2. That wasn't one of his better sliders. 1-2 count. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, slider 2-2. So you can't keep nibbling if you're Smurf. You got to dial up something that's going to be a little more aggressive here because you don't want to get the runners off and going on a 3-2, and you don't want to walk in the second run of the game. The 2-2. Swing, chops it over to first. Olsen's got it. He'll step on the pillow, and we'll get out of the inning. And all in all, that's a win. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
You saved $1 a day for a year. Do you know how much money you'd have? Roughly $30,000.
What did you eat before and after a match?
The pre-match meal was probably 3 Miller Lights and 2 Tylenols. That was the pre-match meal. And then afterwards, the post-match meal was probably 12 Miller Lights.
What your birthday says about you, friend group edition. If you were born the 24th to the 26th, then you are the partier. You're friends with everybody. You don't care who comes over, who has a good time with you, as long as you're there. If you were born the 6th, then you're definitely the weird one out of the group, but you're still really funny and people love to hang out with you. Now, if you were born the 14th through the 16th, you were definitely more of the quiet person. You'd rather just have all your friends come over, watch movies, whatever, but you'll still go out. Now, if you were born the 9th or the 10th, then you're the type of person that tries to get out of everything. You don't want to party, you don't want to do anything, you just want to sit home by yourself.
On June 3rd, 1932, Lou Gehrig did something even Babe Ruth had never done. He hit 4 home runs in a single game. But that extraordinary feat got him few headlines the next day. Something even more important to baseball had happened. John McGraw was leaving the game.
After 30 years of continuous services, John Joseph McGraw has resigned as manager of the Giants. At the age of 59, Mr. McGraw steps down because of failing health, with his Giants in last place. Mr. McGraw was a product of the old school of baseball, when fistfights were common, when red liquor was sold at all the park, when only ladies of questionable social standing attended the game. To the end, he was faithful to his truculent creed. The last official act he performed as manager of the Giants was to file a protest with the league against Bill Clem, the umpire. Joe Williams, New York World-Telegram.
He died 2 years later, mourned by many as the greatest of all baseball managers, the winner of 10 pennants.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Jose Soriano will toe the rubber for the Los Angeles Angels tonight. First pitch on the way from the right-hander to Ronald Acuna Jr. is a sinker right down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1. The defense lays out like this for the Angels tonight is the 0-1. 98 sinker. Grabs the outer edge. 0-2. Left to right in the outfield, they'll fan out like this. Taylor Ward in left, Adele in center, Soler in right. The 0-2 in the dirt. Slider bounces well in front of the plate, 1-2. In the infield, left to right around the horn, it's Rengifo at third. Nito at short. Stevens is at second, and Seanwell is at first. Christian Moore went to the IL today. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chase the knuckle curve off the deck, 1 away. Behind the plate tonight, it's O'Hoppe, and of course Soriano is in the outfield. That'll bring Matt Olson to the plate. And Ronald Acuna Jr., and I know it's a small sample size because he just started his season recently. He's lost 45 points off his batting average in the last week and a half. First pitch on the way is a knuckle curve below the zone. He got the call. It's 0-1. Bad call by home plate umpire Ron Kolpa. The 0-1. Outside wide, 99 sinker. 1-1. 1-1 count. Comes set, kicks and fires. Swing. Slices it foul. Out of play. 1-2. Braves won last night's game to tie up the series. Rubber match tonight. Then we welcome in Baltimore. The 1-2 swing. Hits it up the middle, and that's got eyes. It's getting through for a base hit. And the Ice House.
This is not watered down. This is Ice House. Ice House. Smooth as it gets.
He'll head on down to first base with a 1-out single. And that'll bring Austin Riley to the plate. Riley, righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. Swing! Fouls it straight back. It's 0-1. Man, that was right in his wheelhouse. It's usually one that he peppers towards the right center field gates. The 0-1. Batting .274 on the year, 12 homers, 42 ribbies. Pitch swung on. Fouls that one straight back. It's 0-2. He is just off a tick, but he's got it lined up. That one there went straight back to the backstop. When you see that, they are just missing it. The 0-2 count. What you'll see from Soriano tonight is a 5-pitch mix. The 0-2, down and away, 1-2. He's got a sinker at half the time he throws the ball. That's what you see, and it's in the high 90s. The knuckle curve at 26%, and then is the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Knuckle curve made him look silly, 2 down. He's got a slider change and four seam that you'll see equally 8% each as he deals through the night. One on, 2 outs. First pitch on the way to Ozuna is below the knees, called for a low strike. It's 0-1. Looks like he's going to get that call tonight. You can't chase it, but with 2 strikes, you're going to have to defend it. The 0-1, down and away. Sinker misses, 1-1. 98 miles an hour. If you're following along on the FanDuel Braves cast, they're showing no one on base, but Olson is standing at first with 2 outs. If you're on LA's, then it shows correctly. The 1-1, sinker at the knees, 97 miles an hour, 1-2. 1-2 count. Mets and Brewers are just about to get started. They had a bit of a rain delay, but it looks like they're about to get going in New York. The 1-2, down below the knees, well below the knees, nowhere near the strike zone, and calling it for a 3rd strike. Ozuna looks like he just lost kid in a retail store just going, what the hell was that? And we getting crickets from the dugout.
People are putting glitter in their pickles now. It's a trend. They're called glickles. For the love of God, will somebody turn me the off? I don't want to take in any more data. My brain is closed. Sorry, I'm being rude now. They're lovely. They look lovely. They're lovely. Will you stop playing with your food and eat it?
Hey, man. Y'all know I love these, right? Ruin Thanksgiving in 4 words. Hey, Pop, Mama cheating. Who made the potato salad? There's pork in everything. My mom want to go home. I dropped the turkey. Y'all always judging me. Hey, the toilet don't flush. Who them people is? That food look nasty. The yams ain't yamming. Hey, why Auntie Turkey white? It's no to-go plates. All the plates smell of booty. Somebody's car got towed. Dog just licked the turkey. I keep them going. How would you ruin Thanksgiving?
Are there any drugs in this house?
If there
Put that down for a second.
if there are, you better find them and give them to me immediately. No, they're not.
No drugs in the house right now.
Not that I know about. If I know about them, I'll find them and throw them away. It's not a big deal. Ooh, drugs in the house. We're all gonna die.
And let me see, what else could we pile on? Is there any more we could pile on?
So his brother JB stayed in the desert, and then he started watching the game, and he got 1 hit. Then he got another hit, and then I think he jumped in his car and started to drive towards Anaheim.
George tonight with a double, a single, and another single. He has 2,999 hits.
Getting something of that magnitude, that important, you're not going to get it your first at bat because you're gonna feel a pressure and you're gonna be too tense and your swing won't be as fluid.
I think a lot of us were like, just make an out so that you can go back to Kansas City and get it in Kansas City, but no.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. First pitch is swing and a miss. Elder to Rengifo. It's 0-1. The 0-1 kicks and fires. Sinker right there under the hands, 0-2. An 0-2 count. Brings it. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the slider down and in. 1 away. Second strikeout of the night for Bryce Elder. Good pitch. Looks like he's got that pitch working tonight. Kind of expect him to lean on that more than others. First pitch on the way is a sinker off the edge. About 3 inches off. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing, rips it over to third. Funny hop, but a great snare by Austin Riley. The rake scoops, flips, 5-3, 2 down. 2 quick outs, and that's what you need. Especially with that long first inning. Good scoop and flip. That ball would have eaten most people up. This is a short hop that was smoked over there. First pitch swinging by Nito, and he pounds it into the gap, and she is off the wall. Harris comes and grabs it, fires it into the infield, but with Nito's speed, he'll easily truck into second base with the 2-out double. So that's not what you want, but there are 2 outs. Righty-lefty matchup now. First pitch on the way to Shanwell is a sinker. There at the knees, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Sinker down and in, 1-1. 1-1 count. Pitch down and in, 2-1. Bryce Elder sitting at 43 pitches. That's incredibly high for just the second inning, but if he can get out of this jam, he can start working it down a little bit as he moves along. The 2-1, nowhere near the zone, change up, misses high, pitch out territory, 3-1. 3-1 count. Comes set. Swing, lifts it. High and deep. Going back on the track. She gone. Jammed it right down his throat. A 2-run shot. And the Angels have taken a 3-0 lead. Harris gave chase. Smacked into the wall. I think he thought he had a little more room before he ran into it. That ball was absolutely smoked. A hanger. It was his sinker that didn't sink. 91 miles an hour right down Main Street. About belt high. That's going to get smoked every time. Back to work. First pitch on the way. Sinker down and in. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Dribbler back to the mound. Bad throw by Elder, but it will make it to Olsen. Kind of a lazy-ass throw, to be honest with you, but that'll end the inning. Braves trail 3-0. Profar leads us off when we return.
I asked my wife what she wanted for Valentine's Day, and she said a divorce. I said I wasn't planning on spending that much money.
In the late 50s and early 60s, the state of Florida was responsible for 2/3 of all loss-of-limb accident claims in the U.S., due largely to one town, Vernon, Florida. This was because Vernon was the site of a widespread insurance scam where residents would dismember themselves for a payout. The problem was so extensive that the town became known as Nub City for this very reason. One man claimed he shot his foot when he mistook it for a squirrel. These claims generally received payouts of $5,000 to $10,000, but as the scam went on, the claims increased in value as the residents became bolder. This practice finally ended in the late 60s when premium rates became too high.
I am sick. I am sick of your And when I'm not sick, I'm tired. I am sick and tired.
Just so y'all know, I am too old to be going out anywhere past 10 p.m. Please only invite me to brunch and day parties.
Satchel was just about some of everything. He was like, we had a good baseball team. When Satchel pitched, we had a great baseball team.
Number one, that's a fastball. He called that his midnight rider. The changeup, he called that 4-day creeper.
He kicked his leg impossibly high before pitching. Then he'd throw around that foot.
I was playing with Toledo Crawford, the first team in 1940, and I heard about Satchel. So I said, well, I'm going to stay up here a whole week after the season over and see Satchel, because I'd never seen him before. So I was up in the grandstand, bashful like I was, you know. I'm way up by myself, and the game started, and Satchel threw the ball. I didn't see anything. The man threw the ball back. He threw it again. I didn't see nothing. I said, he playing shot a ball? So next inning, I went down there where behind the stop. I just saw a little glimpse. He was throwing the ball. But in the grandstand, I couldn't see it.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Jerks, and Profar is well off the plate for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup to the switch-hitting Profar. One home run on the year last night. 1-0 swing. Chops it over to second. Easy 4-3 put out. One away. Braves trail 3-0. Bryce Elder continues with his struggles. And I don't know where they go from here, y'all, because there's not a lot of depth down on the farm, and you still got to spell another spot in the rotation for tomorrow. I guess in theory you could push it to Saturday, but you got to figure it out before Sunday. First pitch on the way is a sinker to Ozzie Albies. Right there, first strike, it's 0-1. The injuries have just built up on the 0-1. Outside wide, 1-1. 1-1 count. You almost have to go try to find something off the trash heap and see if you can just build some innings till you get to the All-Star break. The 1-1, knuckle curve, 1-2. I would tend to think you may see Hurston Waldrop make an appearance before the All-Star break. But like I said, there's not a lot of answers down there. You don't want to just grab someone down there and waste an option for just one start. The 1-2, outside wide, 2-2. 2-2 count. One down. Braves trail by 3. Soriano, swing, chops the sinker back behind home plate, 2-2. This is a guy you can get to as long as home plate umpire Ron Culpa quits giving him pitches that aren't strikes. The 2-2, swing, lifts it into right, lazy fly ball. Soler's got it, 2 down. If you're just joining us, Matt Olson did extend his current on-base streak to 33 games his first time through, so that's in the books already. Sean Murphy, your batter, first pitch swinging, fouls it back, it's 0-1. It's the longest streak since Freddie Freeman did 33 straight in 2020. Gary Sheffield has the franchise record of 52 in 2002. The 0-1 count. Down and away, swing and a miss. Pitch was in the dirt. What the heck was that? 0-2. Bryce Elder had an ERA of 15.19 in his last 3 starts before tonight, and he's already given up 3 through 2 innings. The 0-2, down and away. Same pitch, in the dirt. I don't blame Soriano. I'd throw it too. That time he held off. The 1-2, down and away, 2-2. We did get some good news, Braves country. Some guy by the name of Joe Jimenez, you remember him? He threw his first bullpen on Tuesday. The 2-2, swing, hits it hard, and that ball will drop for a base hit. So the Smurf has a 2-out single. Looked like it might stay up, but it just dropped down.
I must call an emergency meeting.
Little top spin on that one that got it down before the center fielder Adele could get to it.
Don't try to fool me.
And that'll extend the inning. 1 on, 2 outs. Threw his first bullpen on Tuesday. He's got a lot more hurdles to cover before he could pitch possibly in August, as the first pitch on the way is a sinker right there on the outer edge to Michael Harris. It's 0-1. But at least it's some good news. Seems like everything we get from the pitching side these days are nothing but bad news. The 0-1, swing and a miss, chased off the plate. They're going to fire it down to first to see if they can catch Sean Murphy with his hand in the cookie jar. He'll just gun it underneath the tag. That would be extremely embarrassing for Sean Murphy to get picked off at first when he has no chance of ever stealing a base. Everybody's kind of laughing from both the dugouts like, man, what are you doing over there? Even Darno got a giggle out of it. The 0-2, swing, chops it over to first. Harris was a little slow getting out of the box, not that it would have mattered, but that'll end the inning. Braves get 1 on, do nothing with it. We'll head to the 3rd, trailing by 3. Elder's got to keep it right here.
Babe, who is one person in the world that you would trust with one of your deepest, darkest...
Y'all, I can't wait for my daughter to get her first car. First thing I'm going to do is stomp out a bag of hot Cheetos in the carpet and pour some soda all over the back seat.
So someone today accused me of being a racist, and I've got to say, I don't think it has anything to do with your skin color at all. I think it has everything to do with your species. I don't know if you know this, but humans, we suck, dude. We suck, bro. It has nothing to do with your skin color. Don't care. You're a human, dude. You probably suck. 9 times out of 9.5 times, you suck, bro. We all do, bro. We are selfish, self-centered, ungrateful, ugly, ignorant, nasty people, bro. Have you met a dog before? Those are cool as
Dad, I was wondering if I could plan the family New Year's Eve party.
No.
What? Why not?
Because your mother always plans it.
What the heck? Just let me be in charge this one
The
time.
only thing you're in charge of is your
Your
own bodily functions.
Yeah, you say that every time.
I mean it every time.
Come on, how come you get to make all the rules?
I'm following the only rule that matters, the golden rule, jackass.
What's the golden rule?
He who has the gold makes the rules.
Oh my God.
What do you expect me to do? I mean, that's what I get paid to do. Did you see us play UCLA? I mean, if you're not going to try to motivate somebody after that, then I'll be damned if I should even get paid.
See, Satchel did to black baseball just what Ruth did to white baseball. See, because Ruth kept the franchises going. This Ruth, after the Black Sox scandal, here comes a Ruth, and he brings it back. And this is the same thing that happened to us. This Satchel came. This is a guy that the people wanted to see, and he never failed.
The average black player was paid $200 to $300 a month. Page made several times that amount.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Taylor Ward, who walked his first time up, is a sinker inside. He'll chop it down the line. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Down and in, 1-1. Angels 3, Braves nothing, top of the third. Of course, the Braves really broke open the bats late in the game last night. Is the 1-1 swing lifted high into left field, but not quite deep enough. Profar will drift back just before the warning track for a loud out number 1. That was another hanger, though. That was the changeup this time. I'm a little surprised Taylor Ward missed that one. It looks like what they may do is have Spencer Strider pitch tomorrow night, and then possibly they're saying they could go with the bullpen game on Saturday. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss at the slider. It's 0-1. And then Sunday, it would be back to Grant Holmes. The 0-1 swing, rips it into left field. And Adell's got a single with one out, with Soler coming to the dish. Looks like this is pretty cool that I just saw. As the first pitch on the way to Soler is sinker at the knees. It's 0-1. The home run derby uniforms have been released with the players' names on the back and their numbers. Is the 0-1. Sinker on the edge. It's 0-2. It looks like, if this is true, what they're showing is that Ronald Acuna Jr. is going to wear 44 for Hank Aaron for the home run derby. The 0-2. Swing, chops it foul, will do it again. That's pretty cool. And no, you don't have to worry about, well, it's retired. No, you don't have to worry about any of that because it's just an exhibition. So that'd be pretty cool. I'd say there's going to be a lot of people who are going to want to buy that. It's an ugly jersey, don't get me wrong. But a lot of folks are going to want to buy it just because of that. The 0-2 count. Inside, almost gets him in the thigh. 1-2. Soler walked his first time up. Bryce Elder's got to get it together. He's got 56 pitches in. We're just one out here in the third. 5 hits, 2 walks, and just 2 strikeouts. The 1-2. Swing, chops it off his instep. We'll do it again. The 1-2 count. comes set, pitch on the way. Caught, looking strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry. 92, kissing the black. 2 down. Good pitch. Just hit the outside part of the zone. The whole ball doesn't have to be in there, but it looked like it hit just the inner part. The inner part of the ball hit the zone. They're showing something different on the track system on the television broadcast as the first pitch on the way to Ohapi is swung on and rifled into left. Profar comes up firing and throws behind the runner at second, and he almost caught Joe Adell napping. But looking at the actual StatCast track and the other one that I have in front of me, the side of it just hit the zone as it did on your screen. If you're wondering why they're off, it's because the one that they use on the television cast is the first pitch on the way is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. It tends to hit where the catcher catches it, whereas the one you see on your screen and the other one that I have in the StatCast, it is measuring where it crosses the plate at. The 0-1 is a changeup right there. Misses down and in, 1-1. 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. Swing. Sinker inside, 1-2. Not really sure what they are in such a hurry to get Strider to the bump on Friday, if that's how they decide to go, because he's only going to be able to pitch 2 more times through before you get the All-Star break anyways. The 1-2. 92. Caught, looking strike 3. He'll go back to the dugout, grab his glove, and think about that one. Bryce Elder might be starting to lock in. We need it. Trailing 3-0.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah, bud?
When you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Well, I wanted to be a rock star.
Why didn't you become one?
'Cause of you, bud. I smiled at one girl in a cell phone store, and now here I am stuck eating cereal for dinner with a kid.
You'll always be a rock star to me, Dad.
You ruined my life.
Ozuna down the left field line, and we're tied at 5.
Quotes in Spartan history. When King Agesilaus was questioned about how Sparta lacked fortifications, he would merely point at his men and say, "These are Sparta's walls." When the aging king was asked, "How far do Sparta's boundaries reach?" he simply held out his spear and answered, "As far as this can reach." When King Philip was expanding his empire across Greece, he sent a letter to the current Spartan king, asking if he wanted him to enter his lands as a friend or a foe. The only response Philip ever received was a single-word reply, neither. When King Philip of Macedon sent a message to Sparta, he said, "If once I enter into your territories, I will destroy ye all, never to rise again." The Spartans' reply was simply the word, "if."
Armchair.
Satchel Paige had a good arm, a strong arm with no muscles. He had just like a slingshot. I grabbed his arm one day. I said, "Hey, Satchel," I said, "you ain't got muscles." He said, "No, but I can slide that ball up there."
He knew how to pitch. See, that's one thing. And then, you know, when he got ready to warm up, he wouldn't look for no plate or glove. He'd try to find him a piece of chewing gum or match them. He said, "This is what I'm aiming at." See, and he would throw it. And then another thing about Satchel, when he was on the road, he liked to drive fast. So I was driving, and so we was going from Little Rock to New Orleans. He says, he called me homie. He said, "Hey, homie." He said, "Pull over." I said, "What for, Satch?" He said, "There's a man behind us in a wheelbarrow." He said, "We want to let him by." Well, I was doing about 80, you know, and so, hey, at that rate, you know, hey, I wasn't going fast enough for him.
Welcome back, Braves country. I think that's one of my favorite stories. Talking about Satchel Paige telling him to pull over because man in a wheelbarrow was trying to pass him. First pitch on the way is a Soriano strike to Nick Allen. It's 0-1. Try to clean this screen up here for you in a second. The 0-1 sinker down and away. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Nick Allen absolutely lost on that at bat. One away. Braves still say they're not going to be sellers. They've been asking that recently. They said they're not going to be sellers at the deadline. We'll see what happens. I got to see that one to believe it. But looking at the standings this morning, I mean, it's not as bad as it should be. Or at least it feels like it should be, as the first pitch on the way to Acuna is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. Acuna struck out his first time up. 1-0. Swing. Chops it over to first. That'll be an easy out. G3 in your scorecard. 2 down. Two away. Matt Olson will come to the plate. First pitch on the way is a knuckle curve at the knees. It's 0-1. Olson singled his first time up. The 0-1 swung on, chopped over to second. This is going to be a really easy inning for Soriano. 6 pitches. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
But China's stealing your data. I don't care. I would drop ship my DNA to the front door of the Chinese Communist Party before I watch an Instagram reel.
What's the difference between a pickpocket and a peeping Tom?
Pickpocket and a peeping Tom.
Yeah. A pickpocket snatches watches.
So what is it?
Carnation milk, the best in the land. Comes in a tin with a red and white band. No tits to pull, no hay to pitch. Just punch 2 holes in the son of a.
Cool bikes. You guys look like you're 40.
Well, we are 40.
Do you have the same bike as your boyfriend? Gay!
Oh, well, I am gay, but he's not my boyfriend because I could do much better than him. Really? Then why don't you? It's difficult out there. You guys will understand when you get older.
It happened before I even knew it. They bring in a lefty, Tim Fortuno. First pitch, throws a fastball, boom.
George Brett with a 4-for-4 night in Southern California has his 3,000th hit.
It was crazy. Like, he went 4-for-4 and it was just insane. It was kind of a surreal experience.
I saw him walk on the on-deck circle and I started crying because I knew he was going to do it.
What a moment of baseball history here at Anaheim Stadium.
Another cool thing, my brother Ken was in the booth, and he got the call.
By his teammates here at Anaheim Stadium. And for you, Ken Brett, I know it's a thrill to see your little brother get it.
Well, I tell you what, I couldn't be prouder. I couldn't be happier.
I remember a comment that he made.
I know one thing. I think I'm going to get home a little bit late tonight.
And we did.
Party time.
Hey, I couldn't have done it without you.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way is a grounder over to third. It's going to be a 5-3 putout, 1 down. One up, 1 down as we're trying to get the screen set for you, but it looks like they're quite a tick behind. This happened last night. It took us a few times. Bryce Elder sitting at 64 pitches. Righty-righty matchup as the top of the order comes up. Nita, who's 2 for 2, takes a sinker inside. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing. Belts it. High and deep. Center field. She gone. Zach Nito is now a triple away from the cycle. He is jamming it down the throat of Bryce Elder. Four nothing your score now. We try to get this screen set back up for you. First pitch on the way to Shanwell is a sinker in the dirt. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. 1-0. Changeup misses altogether. 2-0. Two-0 count. 3-0. Slider in the dirt, nowhere near the zone. Bryce Elder absolutely struggling here in this inning. Even the out that he got, that ball was smoked on the first pitch. 3-0 right down Main Street, thankfully taken for a strike. 3-1. Looks like it's finally straightening itself up. Put the screen back on for you. The 3-1. Nowhere near the zone, ball 4. So he walks another one. 4 strikeouts, but 3 walks, 7 hits, 4 earned runs. But here's the ugly truth. They don't have a lot of depth going on here, so it's kind of tough to go grab Elder because you're going to affect the rest of the weekend as well. So you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. First pitch on the way. Slider misses inside. It's 1-0. You'd think if nothing else, you'd go talk to him. He's yet to get a mound visit just to kind of reset with Mike Trout standing at the plate. 1-0. Inside hits him. Well, Bryce Elder, you're doing it, baby. You are doing it. That is consistency. Now he's hit a batter. He's walked 3. 7 hits allowed, 4 earned runs. What you could do is go get one of the guys, the long guys in the bullpen, and then send someone down tomorrow, preferably Bryce Elder. Good Lord. Elder, after hitting Trout, hit his chest like, my bad. Yeah, man, we know it's your bad. You hit the batter. Who else would it be? Your little league coach? I mean, who else's fault is that when you hit the batter? So 2 on, 1 out, first and second. Here's the pitch. 91. Pretty high in the zone. He's got to get that sinker down. It's 0-1. That's that pitch that got slammed out of the building earlier in the game. The 1-0 to Ward. High and out of the zone. 1-1. Yeah, we'll continue. John, I see your comment. We'll continue to see the back of the baseball card comments. The 1-1. Right there for a strike, 1 and 2. He likes to make those statements of looking at the back of the baseball cards, meaning what they've done in the past and what they'll do in the future. Eventually, guys just run out of it. The 1-2. Swing lifted. High and deep into right field. Looks like Acuna's got room. He'll make the catch. Fired into the infield. The runner at second will make it to third, but there are 2 away. Elder pitching for Acuna in the Derby. Is he getting some early practice in, John? Adele stands at the plate. He's 2 for 2. First pitch, 78th of the night, is outside wide. It's 1-0. 1-0. Craziest thing about this, as bad as he's gotten pelted, if he gets one more strikeout, he'll hit the line in the desert on the over. The 1-0. Slider misses. 2-0. 2-0 count. He gets out of this jam. You wonder how aggressive they'll be when they send him back out there for another inning. The 2-0. Swing and a miss slider, 2-1. Well, that's a big if. He's got to get past Joe Adele. He's got 2 singles and RBI. He's batting .249 on the year with an .819 OPS. 18 home runs. Let's keep him there. The 2-1. Swing, chops it foul, 2-2. So now he's a strike away from getting out of this mess. Deuces are wild. 2 on, 2 out. Runners on the corners on a 2-2 count. Game still within reach. Elder got to try to keep it right here where it is. The 2-2. Swing. Just got a piece of that sinker. Chops it off his instep. Do it again. They're showing Cranith at the top of the steps looking at his list. He's probably like, man, I got nothing here. What am I looking at? I don't have anything to go to. The 2-2. Swing. Just got a piece of that one again. Sinker. The 2-2 count. And it's tough to pitch around and try to get him to chase because Elder's control has been so bad. The last thing you want to do is load the bases with Soler standing on deck. The 2-2. Try to get him to chase that sinker down and in. He spit on it, 3-2. Which means the runner at first will be off to the races. Full count. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Runner goes. Pitch on the way. Just got a piece. That is the 3rd time they've thrown that sinker on the outer part of the plate, and Adele's just spoiled it. But it might be the only pitch he feels like he can hit in the zone. Another payoff pitch. Elder reaching deep down. Here's the pitch. Swing, dribbles it up the middle. Allen's got it, fires it to first, and that'll get us out of the inning. Whew! Let's go to the bottom of the 4th. Maybe we can scratch out a run or two, make this thing interesting.
It's fine. We'll buy it and we'll return it.
All sales are fine.
Come on. I'll show you what's final, you I will burn you alive like the last you cross me.
Okay, all right. That's not getting us anywhere, okay? She's hot.
I went hot real fast. It just happened.
Y'all, my wife and I have been happily married for 16 years. The other day I decided to watch a movie without her, and all of a sudden I'm moving funny.
American history lesson. You don't know nothing about Lady Liberty. Standing there in the harbor with her torch on high, screaming out to all the nations of the world, send me your poor, your deadbeats, you filthy. And all the nations sent them in here. They come swarming in like ants. And they're all free to live where they feel safe. And they bust your head if you go in there. That's what makes America great, buddy.
Here's Jackson, the last time at bat possibly in Reggie Jackson's career. Listen to the crowd. Broken bat up the middle, base hit, Reggie Jackson.
Anyone else find functional alcoholics fascinating? Like, these will drink a 30-pack of the most disgusting beer on earth, get blackout drunk, and then wake up the next morning at 6:30 a.m. and go to a manual labor job in the direct sunlight where they work all day. The only thing that they'll consume is like a gas station hot dog and Mountain Dew, and they will be totally fine, and then when they're done work, go right back to drinking again and do the whole thing all over.
One of the things about baseball is the imagination of people, and something remarkable happens. I was there in their imaginations. When Babe Ruth allegedly pointed to right field bleachers before hitting his home run there against the Cubs in that World Series, I've had at least maybe 100 people tell me, I was there. If everybody who said they were there really at Cubs Park would seat 500,000 people.
Welcome back. Soriano goes back to work. First pitch on the way to Austin Riley is a knuckle curve. Right there at the knees, it's 0-1. Clean that screen up for you. The 0-1. Down and away. 1-1. New York Mets lead the Brewers 1-0 there in the 3rd inning. 1-1 count. Swing and a miss. 1-2. If you're looking at the big picture, as far as the wild card race is considered, the Braves are only 6 games behind in the loss column for that final wild card spot, which is remarkable considering how poorly we played. The 1-2. Swing, fouls it away. We'll do it again. They're right there on the heels of the Diamondbacks and the Reds, 2 and 3 games behind them, respectively. And then the Cardinals and Giants, 5 games behind them. The 1-2, swing and a miss. One away. The Marlins are sitting dead even with the Braves today, but I don't look at them as a real threat for the entire season. They're not going to be buyers at the deadline. They don't really have the squad to go 162 games. The depth of a 162-game season will eventually get to them. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna is down and away. It's 1-0. Brewers and Mets lead the wild card, but they're playing each other tonight, so something's got to give there. 1-0. 98 down and away. 2-0. Ozuna struck out his first time up because the pitch he was called out on a strike was definitely not. The 2-0. Swing. Chase one down off the plate. 2-1. Your out-of-town scoreboard looks like this. Mets lead the Brewers 1-0 in the third. The 2-1. Swing, slices it back foul. 2-2. Nationals pounding the Tigers 9-3. They're heading to the 6th. Blue Jays and Yankees are tied at 3 in the 4th. The 2-2. Swing. Rips that one back foul. We'll do it again. 98-mile-an-hour fastball. It's doing enough to stay alive. He can get a hold of one of those 98. That thing's going to fly. Guardians and Cubs are scoreless in the second inning in Chicago, Illinois. Earlier today, the Marlins beat the Twins. The 2-2. High and inside. Full count. On deck is Profar. Earlier today, Marlins 4-1 over the Twins. That's the final. 3-2. Down and away, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first and see if we can get something going here. One on, one out. Jerks and Profar standing at the dish. Here's the first pitch. High and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Profar batting .250 on the year now. .10. Just grabs the outer edge. Knuckle curve. 1-1. One count. Pitch on the way. That knuckle curve did not curve. Way outside the zone. 2-1. Braves nothing. Angels 4. Bottom of the 4th. Still a long way to go. The 2-1. Swing. Slices it down the left field line. Drifting back. Making the catch at the warning track for a long out, number 2. Thought he's going to get that to slice away from the defender, but no such luck. That ball went a lot further than I expected. He caught that just before the wall. Ozzie Albies your batter. First pitch on the way. Down and in, 97 misses. 1-0. Soriano, by the way, he's sitting about where he wants to be, 56 pitches in. The 1-0. Inside, sinker. Ozzie didn't like the call. Looked like it might have touched the edge. 1-1. He's been very generous with this strike zone tonight. 1-1. Swing. Dribbles it to second. Backhand it. Flips it to first, and that'll end the inning. Braves go down. 4 go to the plate. 3 get outs. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
So I used to date this guy. And he... Oh, I don't think I'm ready to talk about that yet.
Most Americans don't realize the fight it took to secure our Bill of Rights. Virginia Governor Patrick Henry, a staunch anti-federalist, opposed the Constitution, fearing it gave the federal government too much power over the states and lacked protections for individual liberties. To win over skeptics, James Madison promised to propose a Bill of Rights if the Constitution was ratified. Madison won. Undeterred, Henry then gerrymandered Madison's district to block him from being elected to the first Congress and persuaded Madison's protege James Monroe to run against him. Again, Madison triumphed and kept his promise, drafting a list of 20 amendments. He pared this down to 17 the House approved. The Senate reduced the list further to 12, which were sent to the states for ratification. On this day in history, December 15th, 10 of those amendments became part of the Constitution when Virginia became the 11th state to ratify them in 1791, our Bill of Rights. Remarkably, one of the 2 amendments that didn't pass at the time, on congressional pay, was finally ratified almost 200 years later, becoming the 27th Amendment in 1992.
Here's the newest member of baseball's 3,000 hit club.
Returning home to Kansas City after his 3,000th hit, late in the 1992 season, life for George Brett couldn't have seemed better. But questions lingered about what was next, inside Brett's head, and evidently in the mind of Royals owner Ewing Kauffman.
The year I got 3,000 hits, he says, well, are you going to play next year or not? And I had 1 year left on my contract. And I said, I don't know, I'm going to call some people. I just got 3,000 hits. Do I really want to play anymore or what? Then that's when I say, well, if you were me, Mr. Kauffman, what would you do? And he looked at me and he said, if I was you, I would retire and let a younger, more deserving player play.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Bryce Elder goes back out there for another inning. First pitch on the way to Jorge Soler is a slider off the plate. It's 0-1. Elder, 4 innings, 4 earned, 7 hits allowed, 4 strikeouts, the 0-1. That hit the top of the zone, didn't get a call. Another bad call by Ron Culpa. 1-1. 1-1 count. Swing, chops it foul. 1-2. He's definitely giving the low part of the zone that's not in the zone tonight, and he's pinching the top. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good pitch. Change up. Falling off the table. 1 away. Hope we'll be able to see as many as possible at the meet and greet. I know it's a long trek for some of y'all, but many of the folks we can meet as possible. It'll be fun to see everybody. First pitch on the way is a slider down and in, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Knowing they're not going to do another All-Star game in Atlanta for quite some time, there's just no way I could miss this one. The 0-1 misses outside, 1-1. 1-1 count to Hoppy. Sinker in the dirt, 2-1. Last time they were in Atlanta was 25 years ago. They were set to be there in 2021 for Stacey Abrams pulled her nonsense and they took the All-Star game away. The 2-1 swing, hammer down the left field line, foul, 2-2. Major League Baseball tried to make it up to Atlanta, so they gave it back to them in 2025. You just never know if you'll ever see it again in your lifetime, so there's just no way. I missed the 2000 one, is the 2-2 in the dirt. Full count. I just moved when the one happened in 2000. There was no way for me to get there. The payoff pitch. Swing, rips it into left field. Threw for a base hit. And it's a 1-out single for the Halos. They have had ducks all over the pond all night long. So Rengifo will come to the plate. First pitch on the way, 92 at the knees. I mean, what the hell is that? Every bit of that ball was at the bottom of the strike zone. If that's not a strike, and the one up top's not a strike, what do you have, the size of a saucer? The 1-0's hit chopped up the middle. Ozzy's going to have to hurry. He bare hands it, fires it to first. He'll get the runner just in time, 2 down. Good play by Ozzy. That was a short chopper just past Elder. Ozzy was the only one who had a chance, and he had to barehand it because Rengifa's got good speed. He was never going to get O'Hoppe, who's safe at second. But the Angels now have another runner in scoring position. First pitch on the way. Slider off the plate for a strike. It's 0-1. This guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing behind home plate. Austin Cox warming up in the bullpen. The 0-1. Down and away. 1-1. 1-1 count. Comes set, swing, hits it hard on the ground, diving play by Riley, leaps to his feet, fires it across the diamond, and it's a 5-3 putout. That'll end the inning. Well, they kept him off the board that time. Can we get on the board? We'll be back in a flash. Great play by the Rake here in Braves country.
It was a regular Wednesday night when a realization hit me like a truck. I don't think Dua Lipa is going to open any of my DMs.
Our football team, some aspects look like we're really ready to play. A couple of other aspects look like we just got off Willie Nelson's tour bus.
Shout out to my fitted sheet for putting all the clothes in the dryer in a damp, twisted chokehold to make sure nothing else gets dry.
I get the gist of what's going on here. I know what you're doing. You're looking down on us. A couple small market Midwest ball players. Mr. New York City, with your Fifth Avenue ties and your tailored suits and your polished shoes and your hair, your perfectly coiffed Broadway hair. Not everyone can be the next Roger Peckinpah. You should be ashamed of yourself. You're a disgrace.
Armchair.
Before the 1934 season began, Dizzy announced that he and his younger brother Paul, whom the press insisted on calling Daffy, would together win 45 to 50 games. They did. Dizzy won 30 and Paul won 19.
Brother Jerome, better known as Dizzy. This is my brother Paul Dean, better known as Daffy. We're both full of ambition against those Tigers.
The Cardinals faced the Detroit Tigers in the 1934 World Series. In the fourth game, Dizzy Dean, running to second, was hit in the head with a ball fielded by the shortstop.
Rogel, in throwing to first, struck the Dean squarely in the forehead with the ball.
The throw knocked Dean senseless, and he was rushed to the hospital. Headlines the next day said, X-rays of Dean's head showed nothing.
Thank you for listening, liking, and subscribing to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Braves with just 2 hits tonight. The man who got one of them is coming to the plate, and Sean Murphy. Braves trail 4-0, bottom of the 5th. First pitch on the way. It's a bending knuckle curve right there at the knees. 0-1. Infield back into the left, playing Smurf to pull. The 0-1. Swing, rips it down the left field line, but foul. 0-2. That was right in his wheelhouse. Could not keep it fair. Past the outstretched diving glove of Rengifo. The 0-2 count. 98 outside, 1-2. Soriano struck out 5 batters so far in this game. Allowed just 2 hits and only 1 walk. The 1-2. Swing. Chops that slider down the third base line. We'll do it again. One-two count. Brings it. Swing. Dribbles it over to third. Easy 5-3 put out. Bad throw, but they'll get Smurf with these. Tagging him on the chest as he runs by. Someone with decent speed is going to be safe on that play. 1 away. Got him on the arm just as he was going by. Michael Harris, the second, comes to the plate, swings at the first pitch, lifts it high and deep into center field, drifting back, making the catch at the wall for a loud out number 2. Joe Odell, the center fielder, in left center. Gave it a ride, but warning track power once again. Harris with just 6 home runs on the year. And that'll bring Nick Allen to the plate, who struck out. I mean, you talk about looking silly. His first time up, he struck out in 3 pitches, and his bat was nowhere near any of those pitches. First pitch on the way, swing, chops it. Kind of a rolling bunt down the third base line, but it'll go foul. 0-1. Mets lead the Brewers 1-0. They're in the top of the 4th in Gotham. So an 0-1 count. Giving Nick Allen time to get back into the box. I think he might have broke his bat. Here we go. The 0-1 in the dirt. 1-1. 1-1 count. Yankees and Blue Jays are still tied at 3. The 1-1 down and away, 2-1. They're in the 4th inning there. The 2-1 to Allen. Soriano brings it. Down and away, 3-1. He can walk here. You bring Acuna to the plate. Acuna, he gets into one. He can cut this lead in half. The 3-1 pitch. In the dirt, ball 4. So if nothing else, he'll make Soriano pitch to Ronald Acuna Jr. from the stretch, and you never know. Good piece of batting there by Nick Allen. Looks like Milwaukee has tied the Mets. 1-1 in the 4th. Well, Hoppy's going out there to talk to Soriano. Go over the game plan. Acuna's 0 for 2. Struck out his first time up. Grounded to first his second time up. And he's in a bit of a mini slump right now. Well, Hoppy back behind the plate. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. Knuckle curve. Might have grabbed the very outside of the zone. It's 0-1. In Acuna's last 7 games, he is just 3 for 22 with a 136 average. The 0-1 inside. 1-1. His last 15 games, he is batting .260. 1-1 count. The pitch in the dirt. 2-1. I think the biggest thing you also jumps off the page too. Not only the strikeouts up a little bit, but these last 7 games, just 3 walks compared to is the 2-1 down and away, 3-1. The week before that, he had 9 walks and 2 home runs. He has not hit a home run in the last 7 games. 3-1 count. Matt Olson stands on deck. He should get something here. Pitch on the way. Swing. Hits it hard, but right at the shortstop. 6-4 on the putout, and the slump continues. We'll be back in a flash. 6th inning, trailing 4-0.
Everybody stop. I didn't go to the Lakers game because they were playing the Bobcats. And I came here today because I thought this was a session on how my wife could learn to communicate. How to answer a question without a question. Which I thought, given your wall of diplomas, you could easily fix. Or if you couldn't, you could give her a pill that could either fix it or make her a mute. But now, to turn around and gang up on me, I have hundreds of clients to deal with. And just so we're clear, I don't care about any of them. They're all just a number. Like wife number 1 and therapist number 7. Good day.
The donkey said to the tiger, "The grass is blue." The tiger replied, "No, the grass is green." The discussion heated up, and the two decided to went before the lion, the king of the jungle. The donkey began to shout, "Your Highness, is it true that the grass is blue?" The lion replied, "True, the grass is blue. The tiger will be punished with 5 years of silence." The tiger accepted his punishment, but before he asked the lion, "Your Majesty, why have you punished me?" The lion replied, "The worst waste of time is arguing with the fool and fanatic who does not care about truth or reality, but only the victory of his beliefs and illusions."
Sure, he called a shot. No question about it. The difficulty is, did he point? Did he stand extravagantly and point to center field the way William Bendix did in that terrible movie? No, he didn't.
Ironically, Gehrig was the real star of the Yankees' 4-game sweep, but few would remember his performance in the face of all the publicity Ruth got. Ruth himself was evasive when asked if he really had called his shot. "It's in the papers, isn't it?" he said. "Why don't you read the paper?" 1 month later, Franklin Roosevelt was elected president, pledged to bring his country out of the Depression. "I have no expectation of making a hit every time I come to bat," Roosevelt said. "What I seek is the highest possible batting average, not only for myself, but for my team."
Bryce Elder's day is done as we head to the bullpen. De Los Santos will come in. Braves trailing 4-0 as we start the 6th inning. Bryce Elder, another disappointing outing. 5 innings, 4 earned, 8 hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. First pitch on the way is a slider, chops it off the plate. It's 0-1. As much as they batted and pinged him around, it's amazing he got to that 5 strikeout mark. The 0-1. Swing, chops it in between home and first. De Los Santos has to hurry. High throw, but a good grab by Olson. He's 9 feet tall, so he could keep his foot on the bag. 1 away. Man, that was almost a disaster. Thank you for the contribution, Iron Lung. De Los Santos goes back to work with Nolan Shanwell at the plate. First pitch, 4-seam fastball. Misses question mark. It's 1-0. Someone's got to tell De Los Santos, the home plate umpire, Ron Culpa's been missing all the high ones today. 1-0. Right there for a strike. Kisses the black on the outer edge. 1-1. He'll give you the wide strike. He has been pinching top and bottom even at times, which is really strange. The 1-1. Down and away. 2-1. Typically, if a guy's giving you a huge strike zone at the bottom, he's pinching you at the top or vice versa. He's pinching both ways. The 2-1 pitch. Swing, rips at it. A changeup that he's well out in front. 2-2. Braves infield is back. And to the right, playing Nolan to pull. Outfield deep and straight away. The 2-2. Swing, laces it over to second. Jumping catch by Ozzie Albies. Good defensive play. 2 down. Not quite at the top of his jump, but he definitely had to go up to get it. Full slate of baseball tomorrow. Happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day to everybody. We'll have the 3D up for everybody tomorrow, but we do not call the games on our nation's birthday. As the first pitch on the way is high and inside. It's 1-0. Just think that's a day that everyone's got to appreciate what we have. Is the 1-0. Misses high, 2-0. Well, we will have the 3D on, and we will have Once Upon a Pastime, a couple other things in there tomorrow. A couple of some of the, is the 2-0. Out and away to Mike Trout, 3-0. Some of the salute to service, taping it all together. We will do a Braves Country today. We'll probably do it a little early. Is the 3-0 inside. Ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to Trout. De Los Santos wanted no part of that, and he'll head on down to first. It'll either drop right at noon or we'll come on live. Depends on how we have to play it out with the stations. But we are doing a Baltimore Oriole Braves Country Today series preview. The first pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Comes set. Brings it. Swing, fouls it back. Down the first base line. It's just going to get out of the reach. Olsen and Acuna gave chase, but well away from him. 0-2. Ward 0 for 2 on the day. De Los Santos has walked one here in his appearance so far. They may ask him to go more than one inning. The 0-2. Braves will have the heart of the order due up next in the bottom of the 6th, the 0-2. I mean, come on, my man. You going to give any strikes here? Good Lord. Pitch is down and away. You can see it touch the side of the zone, and Culpa is culpable for this performance. 1-2, swing. Laces it towards left. A diving attempt by Profar. He misses the ball. It's going to go up against the wall. Mike Trout will easily score, and the batter will be standing at third, and it's 5-0. Tried to make a leaping, diving catch. Honest engine, if that ball gets down and he doesn't dive for it, by the time he gets to it, Trout's going to score anyways. Profar was trying to make an amazing catch. All that really cost was the one base from second to third. There are 2 outs. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss up top. So on one, but I mean, you can put most of this on Ron Culpa. He's pinching this damn zone left and right. Now the problem is the Braves haven't taken advantage of that, but he's blown some big calls. Is the 0-1, swing and a miss, it's 0-2. And I don't know what it's going to take to get someone off their keister in the dugout to say something to the man behind the plate. Not just tonight, any night. The 0-2, 96 misses high, 1-2. When they go to look for their new manager in the offseason, and this will be Snicker's last ride, I guarantee you that. They need to get some chirpers, even if it's not the manager. They've got to have some chirpers in the dugout. The 1-2, down and away, 2-2. You see this night after night. He's just not a leader of men. You've got to tell one of your guys that you don't care if he gets thrown out or not. Hey man, if we start getting the what for, go give the umpire an earful. The 2-2. Caught looking, strike 3. That one was off the plate. Culpa doesn't know what the hell he's doing. We'll be back in a flash. Braves trail 5-0.
You're telling me that you believe that Christ comes back to life every Sunday in the form of a bowl of crackers, and then you proceed to just eat the man.
And I still maintain that if Deion Sanders would have played baseball his entire career, he would have been one of the greatest leadoff hitters to ever play the game because he was raw. He didn't even know what he was doing. He wanted to hit homers. He was so fast. He didn't even learn how to bunt yet. And he had such a capacity to change the game. He was great for us. It was jaw-dropping. I mean, he even played in the postseason. He would have been the MVP in '92. If we'd have won and beat the Blue Jays, he'd have been the MVP. That's how important he was. He's playing with a stress fracture in his foot. Words can't describe.
Armchair.
So someone told me that I need anger management, and I don't feel like I need anger management. I feel like I need people to not piss me off. You know what I mean? So to avoid going to anger management, I've compiled an extensive list here of things people can do to not piss me off. Ready? Number 1, leave me the alone. Thank you for your time.
I was listening to a guy talk today, and he was like, a woman that loves you will stick by you no matter how many times you cheat on them. And I was like, sounds like you're talking about your mama, because that ain't me.
I think in the past that certainly Brooklyn's character was defined by the Brooklyn Dodgers. And even just the name Dodgers coming from these trolley cars that everybody had to dodge. The idea that Brooklyn felt a stepchild to New York City and that somehow the Dodgers, the bums, were stepchilds too, that were going to show the hotty-toddy New Yorkers that we were really better than them, defined who Brooklyn was. And even in Long Island, where I grew up, I felt that sense of Brooklyn, and it was all part of the Dodgers. I don't know that that exists today in the same way that you define who you are through your team and through your city. And I think it's a loss. It means that people are more fragmented. They've got themselves and a few friends, but they don't have that group sense unless there's a win. But that's not the same. That's not what this was all about when I was growing up. We hardly ever won, and it didn't matter.
Bottom of the 6th we go. Trailing 5-0. The heart of the Braves order is due up in this inning. We'll lead it off with Matt Olson. First pitch on the way is a splitter. Down and off the plate, it's 1-0. The 1-0, swing. Hits it hard on the ground, but right at the first baseman. Easy, 3-1 put out, one away. That'll bring Austin Riley to the plate with Marcell Ozuna. Moving on to the on-deck circle. You know, one of the problems with this Braves offense, because they don't hit, they're not getting many hits in nights like this. These guys have long gaps in between their at-bats. So there's no rhythm. First pitch on the way. 97 at the knees. It's 0-1. The one thing I would ask of Anthopoulos in this offseason, because he's not going anywhere, can you get some offense? Can you make it a little more exciting? The 0-1, fouled back, it's 0-2. If we don't win another World Series, can I just not spend another season watching this team struggle to get 4 hits and 1 run in a game? The 0-2 count. Swing, hits it up the middle, but right into the teeth of the defense. 4-3, 2 down. It stings a little less if your team's scoring, even if they're not winning a lot of games, because at least it's exciting. Man, when you've got... This must be what it's like to watch Iowa football. Yeah, every time I see the scoreboard in the fall, I see Iowa losing a 12-10 football game. First pitch on the way is swung on, slice foul down the line, it's 0-1. And I always think to myself, man, that's got to be brutal watching that every damn Saturday. I think I'd give up watching my team. Man, I'll catch you when you figure out what the no-huddle offense is. The 0-1's down and away to Ozuna, 1-1. One count, even if it's an offense that has to drop bunts and create runs. Ball hit on the ground, hard through the hole. It's a hard chopper past the diving third baseman, Rengifo, and the Braves have another base hit. Whoop-a-doo! We got a base hit! 1 on, 2 outs. Remember last night, it was a base hit by Profar, who's coming to the plate now, that led to the big rally. First pitch on the way. 97 well below the knees. Called for a strike by Ron Kulpel. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Hanging knuckle curve. Taken all day for a strike. It's 0-2. 0-2 count. Pitch on the way in the dirt. 1-2. Good hold up there by Profar. One-two count. If y'all are wondering what happened to the sideline reporter we had last year, Kelly something. She's working for the Angels nowadays. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ball gets away, but not far enough. Profar runs it out, but he'll be out, and that'll end the inning. Braves get 1 on. They get their 3rd hit of the night, but they haven't scored. We go to the 7th. 5-0 Angels.
Vaughn's been working on a couple of new pitches, the Eliminator and the Humiliator, to complement his fastball, the Terminator. I heard that. Dynamite drop-in money. That broadcast school has really paid off.
Before Jackie Robinson, Moses Fleetwood Walker broke baseball's color barrier. In his 3rd year of college, he enrolled at the University of Michigan. There he was the team's leading hitter, hitting both for average and power. In 1883, he would not return to Michigan, instead choosing to sign with the Toledo Blue Stockings, where he would start his journey to become a professional baseball player. He appeared in 60 of Toledo's 84 games in 1883, despite catching barehanded with his only protection being a mask behind home plate. Toledo's success in 1883 propelled them into the American Association, where they officially became a Major League Baseball team in 1884. This meant on opening day of the 1884 season, the starting catcher of the Blue Stockings would become the first African-American player to play a professional baseball game. During his only Major League season, he batted .263, 3rd best on the team, and 23 points above the league average. Unfortunately, he would be plagued by injuries. His last game of the season would be in July when he suffered a season-ending injury. On September 22nd, he was released. The Blue Stockings folded in 1885, and Walker bounced around between minor league teams until 1888. In 1889, the American Association and the National League unofficially banned African American players. Regardless, he will forever be known as the player who broke baseball's color barrier and paved the way for Jackie Robinson.
Armchair.
Brooklyn had last won a pennant in 1920, but the Dodgers had never won a World Series. And with players like Pea Ridge Day and Hot Potato Hamlin, they were best known for what one of their own managers called bonehead play. The most celebrated Dodger star was Babe Herman, who hit .393 in 1930, an all-time Dodger record. But he was famously inept in the field, carried lit cigars in his pockets, and once boasted that if a fly ball ever hit him on the head, he'd quit.
Welcome back. Austin Cox is on the mound. Left-hander, the 3 ERA, 5 strikeouts. First pitch on the way. He's there for a strike. He'll follow that up with the bender in the dirt. It's 1-1. It's funny, talking about the lack of the Braves offense. So the other night, we were looking into creating something as the 1-1, down and in, 2-1. For the channel, it was some merchandise ideas for down the road. But anyways, my wife was talking about using the home run call as the 2-1 swing, lifted, lazy, short pop fly to second base. Can't quite call it a can of corn. It was just kind of a bloop into the glove of Ozzie Albies, one away. And she was asking, she said, well, you don't use the home run call anymore, do you? I said, what are you talking about? And she was talking about the Raymond Lim ding dong. I said, yeah, I use it. I said, we just don't ever score anymore. I was like, that's why you don't hear it, because she's usually in the other room and she can hear me doing it. She goes, oh. I said, that's how bad it's been. It's not that I don't use it. We just don't score. First pitch to Hoppy is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Now let's try to reset this again as they're having another issue. Kicks and fires, swing and a miss, curveball. 1-2. One-two count. Man, they're having... Tim Heyer must be in charge of the board tonight, because this thing is not working with the hoot tonight. The 1-2. In the dirt, 2-2. Trying to get him to chase that curveball. 2-2 count. Austin Cox comes set, brings it, swing, rifles it foul. Do it again. Braves trail 5-0. We're here in the top of the 7th. Still 5 more chances. We got to get the bullpen cracking. The 2-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. Blew it right by him. 2 down. Jose Soriano's at 86 pitches. There's a very good chance he's coming back out for the 7th. That's another problem with this offense of Tim Heyer's. And it's been a problem with the Braves for a while, but the batting coach, the hitting coach is supposed to take care of this kind of nonsense. They don't eat pitches. First pitch on the way, swing, rips it up the middle. Cutter that was high in the zone. He'll smoke it into center field, and it's a 2-out single for the Halos. One on, 2 out. That'll bring the right-handed bat of Chad Stevens, who came in for the injured Christian Moore, if you remember last night. Came out of the game after a slide, and it looks like he sprained his thumb, so he'll be on the IL for at least 10 days. First pitch is in the ground for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0. Curveball. A little bit off the plate, called for a strike, 1-1. 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, curveball, 1-2. Austin Cox could be a piece that the Braves could build around in that bullpen. You got him and you got Dylan Dodd, two pretty young arms. You got to look at going forward, too, not just this year, but next year. Is the 1-2 in the dirt. Ball gets away. Took Smurf a long time to find it. It was right in front of him. And the runner moves up to scoring position. Austin Cox is 28 years old. He's out of Macon, Georgia. Drafted by the Royals in 2018. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three. 96 miles an hour. Up tight, and that'll end the inning. We'll head to the 7th inning stretch. I'm telling you, that Austin Cox, man, he's got things going on. Him and Dylan Dye, those are pretty two good lefties in a bullpen. Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies. He's high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Soriano is back out there for a 7th inning of work. The 1-0. 82 off the plate. 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Soriano is at 88 pitches. The 2-0. High and wide, 3-0. You'd love a leadoff walk here, get the engine going here for the Braves offense. Murphy on deck, the 3-0. Right there at the knees, good take by Ozzie. 3-1. You got to know when you are down 5, your run doesn't really mean anything, so you just got to try to get on. The 3-0, 3-1. Outside wide. They said Ozzie win. I don't know about that one. Full count. I'd have to see that. That pitch is well off the plate. Ozzie calls for timeout. Full count. Swing. Hit over towards short. Caught at the laces by Nito. One away. Right off the bat. Neither one of them showed the replay on the check swing, but it looked dicey at best. Sean Murphy Coming on, first pitch, inside. Did he go around? They said he did. It's 0-1. If Ozzy's able to get on there one way or the other, they may have went to the pen. Soriano now at 93 pitches. The 0-1. Swing, chops it back up the mound. But in Murphy's speed, that's going to be an easy 4-3 put out. Even though the second baseman dropped the ball, he still had plenty of time. Murphy, I guess you can call it running down the first base line. Man, he was hustling the best he can. He just has no wheels. Michael Harris, the batter, first pitch down and in, knuckle curve. They said he went around. Man, these guys have dinner plans. That's all there is to it tonight. Every check swing, everything that's even on remotely a chance to get anything going here, they're calling it a strike on Atlanta. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Chase one out of his shoelaces. It's 0-2. So they give him a couple of days off. Talking about Michael Harris. Harris comes back. He gets the 1 triple, but remember, that was really bad defense on the part of Soler as the 0-2's fouled back. If you could give it to him, that triple warranted an error, but he never touched the ball, so it's kind of hard to do that. But they immediately go back to what they've been doing. The 0-2 in the dirt, 1-2. And you look at what he's done since he's come back. It's 0 for tonight. Is the 1-2. Outside wide, 2-2. He's had a couple of base knocks, but just the one extra base, and that, once again, was the poor defense by Soler. The 2-2, swing, chops it off the plate. That's about where the ball went. You would think the idea would have been to have him sit one of these days in this series just to get clear his mind again. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Michael Harris batting .213 on the year now. He'll grab the glove. We head to the top of the 8th. Still haven't scored.
I'll take 1 terrible beer filled up way too high so I spill most of it, and a too long hot dog on a too short bun. And do you have mustard and relish?
Yeah, it's right there between the entrance and the exit to the bathroom.
Perfect. And can I get a bag of unsalted peanuts? You know, something I would never eat anywhere else in the world?
Sure, here you go.
Great. I can't wait to have diarrhea in the stall with no door while 20 guys wait for me to finish.
When we make what the men make and get the crowds that the men draw, then we should get paid the same. Literally, the men fund our leagues, and we will still whine that we don't get paid enough. And honestly, it makes all of us look bad, because instead of being thankful for the league that we have, we go out and whine and complain about the pay. I don't hear the men whining about OnlyFans models getting paid more than them. I don't hear the men whining about models getting paid more than them. Kendall Jenner is the highest paid supermodel. Where are the male supermodels? But whenever men dominate in an industry, women will just complain. Yes, let's not live in this delusion.
If it changes, I don't see why equality should be the only ambition for the women. If it turns out that in some sport women get more viewers watching and therefore draw more revenue, I'm all for them getting more money than the men.
Can you name 5 WNBA players? 5 female soccer players?
I mean, I can't name any.
Support
WNBA,
from the
basketball,
feminists.
I don't
we
know.
would get equal pay if we would just get the support from the feminists.
Well, let me tell you.
Name 5.
Let me tell you.
I don't even know what the WNBA is.
We need our support.
Armchair. It was an even bet that Babe would either catch it or get killed by it. His general practice was to run up when the ball was hit and then turn and run back and then circle about uncertainly. All this time the ball was descending, the spectators were petrified with fear, and Mr. Herman was chewing gum, unconcerned. At the proper moment, he stuck out his glove. If he found the ball there, he was greatly surprised and very happy.
I wish I could say the D word.
What'd you say?
Welcome back. Austin Cox back out there for another inning. First pitch on the way is inside, four-seam fastball. It's 1-0. (1-0). 92, four-seam fastball, 2-0. You know what this most likely means? We'll be sending Austin Cox back down. Every time they use a guy who they just called up for more than an inning, they usually send him packing. The 2-0s is swing and a miss, 2-1. I want to know when they're going to start sending De Los Santos packing. These other guys are actually holding their weight. 2-1 count. Swing, chops it foul. 2-2. The 2-2. Looked like he went around. He did. Strike 3. One away. One up, one down. Austin Cox, by the way, AC 21 pitches into the game. Lefty-lefty matchup now with Sean Well. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball off the plate. It's 1-0. 1-0. Kicks and fires. 89 slider on the outer edge, 1-1. Got to figure we're coming on. I guess if he gives up a couple more runs here, we'll be in Luke Williams pitching territory. 1-1, slices it foul, 1-2. I'm convinced that's the only reason why Luke Williams is still around. They don't want to get rid of the one guy on the bench that can actually eat an inning or two pitching in a blowout. 1-2 count. Inside. 2-2. The 2-2, swing, chops it back towards the mount. Cox has to hurry, fires it to first, and it's a good 1-3 put out. AC had to turn and spin and fire a perfect dart right to Olsen, but he was so close, man, he could have handcuffed him. Good play by both. 2 down. Two down. Sean Murphy's going out there to talk to AC. That might have just because he came off the mound there and had to make a tough play, just trying to buy us some time. There's also the fact that it is Mike Trout coming to the plate. Trout digging in, lefty-righty matchup. There is a right-hander warming up in the Angels pen. Looks like it's Sam Backman. First pitch on the way is a 94-mile-an-hour four-seamer. Just misses high. It's 1-0. 1-0. '93 inside, 2-0. Major League Baseball leaders in home runs this year: Dodgers and Yankees, Diamondbacks, Angels are number 4 right now, and the Cubs are number 5. 2-0. 92 at the knees. 2-1. They're all sitting around the 130 range. Dodgers 136, Cubs 125. Atlanta Braves, where do we rank? 19th is the 2-1. Lifted into left. Profar's got it, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Good outing by Austin Cox if he doesn't come back out for the 9th. We'll be back in a flash. Allen, and then the top of the order for Braves country.
I wish I could say the D word.
What'd you say?
I said I wish I could say the D word.
Okay, I hate to ask, but what is the D word?
Will I get in trouble if I say it?
Well, I don't know if you're going to get in trouble because I don't know what you think the D word is.
So can I say it?
All right, just say it so I know what you're talking about. Maybe I shouldn't have asked.
How could it be moose for 1 and then moose for 3 or 4? That don't make no sense.
Okay. You've never heard meese. You've never heard somebody refer to moose as meese. You've never heard that. Have you ever heard that?
Well, first of all, we live in LA. Ain't no meese out here.
Larry McPhail was a banker's hard-drinking son, a born promoter, impatient with tradition, desperate to find new ways to boost attendance and rescue his club from bankruptcy in the midst of the Depression. And he hired a young Southerner named Walter Barber, who had never even seen a major league game, to do the play-by-play.
Anything new has to establish itself and gain its own credentials. When radio came along, some of the entrenched conservative owners said, wait a minute, why give away something that you're trying to sell for your living, to try and keep your enterprise afloat? And especially on days of threatening weather, when people would say, well, it looks like it may rain, I'll just listen to the radio and I won't go. They did not realize at that time that it would be creating new fans, that it would be making families of fans. Before radio, by and large, the people who came into a ballpark were men. Once radio came along and came into the homes, women began to understand the game. They didn't have to have somebody explain it to them. The play-by-play broadcaster was doing it. And attendance visibly went up when you had families coming instead of single members of the family. Radio made new fans.
Oh, man, it couldn't be a nicer afternoon. This is the one we've been waiting for. In baseball, they'd like to no more measles and free tickets to the circus.
Thank you, straight shooter, King James Hagan. Appreciate the support. First pitch on the way to Nick Allen is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Down and away. 2-0. Pitcher on is Sam Bachman. Got a .75 whip in 8 innings of work, just 1 run allowed in that. The 2-0. High and inside, 3-0. Everybody's due for a bad day, right? So back to that offense, we ranked 19th in home runs. Well, there's more than one way to skin a cat. What about the overall runs? We're 24th. The 3-0, right down the pipe, 3-1. Who have we outscored? The Rangers, which that surprises me. The Rockies, it's a little surprising, but they haven't hit their summer months yet. The balls start flying out there before you know it. The 3-1, right down the pipe, 3-2. Pirates, Guardians, White Sox, and Angels. Royals. That's it. That's the list. The payoff pitch. Caught looking, strike 3. What is he doing? Nick Allen was tossing his bat like that was an automatic ball. That was definitely hit the side of the plate. There's some that I'll try to stand up for you, but that one, you got to swing the bat. Good Lord. That might have just been a hopeful move on his part. 1 out. Ronald Acuna Jr. stands in. First pitch on the way. Slider down and away. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Slider in the dirt. 1-1 count. Ronald Acuna Jr. 0 for 3. Trying to get him out of this mini slumpy that he's in. 1-1. Right there, 98 on the outer edge, 1-2. When you see a guy who's got a low whip like that, 0.75, that means he's not walking. That also means he's probably keeping the ball right there in the zone. The 1-2 from Bachman. Swing, chops it foul, will do it again. So back to the at-bat that Nick Allen just had. You've got to understand that if it's anywhere close to the zone, it's probably staying there. You got to swing the bat. 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. Standing on deck is Matt Olson. In the hole, Austin Riley. This would be a great inning to get the offense going. Braves, nothing. Angels 5, bottom of the 8th. The 2-2. Swing, rips it into center field and down for a base hit. And that's something. Let's get it going, Braves country. God dog it. We got a base hit.
Vamos!
Bravo. Bravo.
Matt Olson, first pitch, 98, inside off the plate, called for a strike. Another bad call by Ron Culpa. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing. Sliced it foul. Change up. It's 0-2. He went down out of the zone to get that one. Meanwhile, the Braves pitching, even though we've had some massive injuries, we're still in the top 12 in ERA for rotation and bullpen combined. The 0-2. Swing, slices it foul. You want to talk about someone who's got to be irate? Just told you how bad the Texas Rangers offense has been this year. They have the best ERA in the league. The best by 20 points. 3.23. The next closest is San Francisco with a 3.42. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Chase the changeup. 2 down. That is just unbelievable. Two down, and Austin Riley will come to the plate. Righty-righty matchup. The first pitch on the way. 98, top shelf. It's 0-1. Expand the view a little bit in case Riley shoves one towards the gap and Acuna gets going. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. 99, blew it right by him. It's 0-2. I mean, can we make a trade for this guy? Seems like we're always cherry picking Los Angeles Angels. This guy's got some heat. The 0-2. 99 outside, 1-2. One-two count. Swing, chopper, out in front of home plate. Hoppy's got it, high throw, but they'll make the play. 2-3 on the putout, and the Braves go quietly once again. We go to the 9th inning, trailing 5-0. The middle of the order due up for the Halos.
Who knew you weren't supposed to snort BC powder? Like, why is it coming in a form like that? Because I was at work one day, and I had a massive headache, and I ain't have no Advil or nothing, and my coworker was like, I got this BC powder, and I was like, why do they make Advil in a powder form? And he brings it to me, and it's like in this little package with the powder inside, and I'm like, that's strange. And never in my life. And so, I take it, and then all of a sudden, I get the weirdest look from this dude, and he's like, what the is wrong with you? And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, you're not supposed to do that. Well, what the are you supposed to do? And he was like, you eat it. And I was like, you eat powder? What? But it was just a look of confusion on his face, like, bro, you judging me for this? Why would you just hand me some like this and not tell me I'm supposed to eat it? Like, what did you think I was? Am I wrong? Am I the problem?
I said, if you don't go get 3 outs, they're going to send you to the minor leagues. And with tears in his eyes, he said, I don't care if I ever get another win. And I'm getting goosebumps right now. I can still see his face.
Now we'll see what Greg Maddux does. Santiago's hit by a pitch, and he is ejected. Here we go again.
he hit him. He got sent down to the minors, and I think he had the minimum 15 days or whatever it was. He was back in the big leagues, and he never saw that minor league bus again after that.
I certainly would have lost a ton of respect if I didn't hit anybody. That was way more valuable than any win I could have ever gotten.
So what Greg Maddux might have lost today, in the long run, might have helped him as far as the view his teammates held toward him.
I don't know what it meant to everybody, but I know what it meant to Andre Dawson. And there was a day Greg Maddux was pitching against Nolan Ryan, and a couple of our big boys weren't in the lineup. Hawk grabbed a Sharpie and wrote their names in the lineup.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't realize that happened.
Everybody in the clubhouse knew that Hawk was just trying to do something to repay Greg for standing up for him.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Eyeglasses. Raisel Iglesias is a sinker right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 kicks and grips. Four-seam off the plate. 1-1. Iglesias with a 5.28 ERA. Of course, he's a former Angel. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Wonder if we kept the receipt. 1-2 count. Mets lead the Brewers 3-1. They're heading to the 7th. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Braves so far have not taken advantage of this homestand. They're going to drop 2 of 3 to Philly, and if things don't turn around dramatically in this inning, it'll be 2 of 3 to LA. As the changeup's hammered down the line, it's 0-1. Which would make you 2-4 on the homestand with 3 more left with Baltimore. Only a sweep would even make you feel halfway good. The 0-1 lifts it high into short center field, and that ball's going to drop in front of Harris with a 1-out single. Harris had a long way to go. He was playing deep center field. Ozzie was giving chase, but it was out of his range as well. When you're at home against the Angels and the Orioles, this is where you're supposed to get right. They just showed the replay on the LA vision. That was a bad read by Harris. I thought it was because he was playing so deep. They finally showed. The Braves have not shown the full thing. I don't know if they're hiding it or what, but the LA cast showed that he broke towards the warning track, then realized that it was a bad read, turned around, and then had no chance. So if he doesn't do what he did at the beginning of that jump, it's going to be an easy catch. The 2-1, 94, outer edge, 2-2. 2-2 count. .85 off the plate, full count. The payoff pitch. Just got a piece of it. We'll do it again. Garrett, I don't think you can compare anyone to Andrew Jones. He's the best defensive center fielder that's ever walked the earth. At least for a good 10-year stint. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Good changeup, 2 down. The Atlanta Brave version of Andrew Jones, there's never been a better defensive center fielder. Now, when he left and put on some pounds and went to L.A. and New York and bounced around, he wasn't the same player. But the Atlanta version of Andrew Jones is the greatest center fielder defensively to ever walk the earth. First pitch on the way is a 95-mile-an-hour sinker It's 0-1. When Willie Mays says it, you got to believe it. And Willie Mays said that he was the best defensive center fielder you ever saw. The 0-1. Sinker. Right there on the outer edge, it's 0-2. Obviously, I didn't see everybody who's ever played, but of who I've seen, it's just not even comparable. The 0-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll end the inning. Good inning by Iglesias. We'll be back in a flash, see if there's some magic in those old bats we found. We'll be back. Ozuna leads us off.
I accidentally spent $800 on phone sex.
I was doing my makeup in the rearview mirror and I ran over your golf clubs.
I burned a hole in your favorite dress.
You didn't get that promotion because I called your boss a fat ass at the Christmas party.
Well, I purposely dropped that bowling ball on your foot so you couldn't go to your high school reunion.
I'm 2 years older than you think I am!
Tonight, the information superhighway and one of its main thoroughfares, an online network called Internet.
The Internet, a global hookup that permits computers to exchange information. In 1981, only 213 computers were hooked to the Internet. As the new year begins, an estimated 2.5 million computers will be on the network, serving as many as 20 million people.
5 years from now, we're not going to have distinct cable and telephone industries. There's going to be one industry, and there'll be companies carrying bits, little pieces of information from point A to point B.
There are also interactive TV channels where people order movies on demand instead of driving to the local video store. High schoolers can get practice questions for the Scholastic Aptitude Test. These new services add about $10 a month to the average cable TV bill.
The Dodgers' best pitcher was Dazzy Vance, a hefty right-hander with an 83-inch reach, who had been the dominant strikeout pitcher of the 1920s. He literally had a trick up his sleeve.
You couldn't hit him on a Monday. He'd cut the sleeve of his undershirt to the elbow, and on that part of it he'd use lye to make it white, and the rest he didn't care how dirty it was. Then he'd pitch overhand out of the apartment houses in the background at Ebbets Field, between the bleached sleeve of his undershirt waving and the Monday wash hanging out to dry, the diapers and undies and sheets flapping on the clothesline. You lost the ball entirely. He threw balls by me I never even saw. Rube Bressler.
Welcome back, Braves country. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Braves are set to face Brock Burke. The 3.9 ERA. A 1.61 whip, lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way is a slider down the pipe to Ozuna. It's 0-1. Campero goes to right field to replace Soler. The 0-1 misses well out of the zone. 1-1. 1-1 count. Atlanta Braves this inning will have Ozuna, Profar, and Ozzie. The 1-1. Outside 2-1. Ozuna, 1 for 2 on the day. He singled his last time up. He walked, struck out looking in the first, which was a bad strike call. The 2-1. Swing and a miss, chased the 96, high and off, 2-2. Brewers have closed the gap over in New York. They're heading to the bottom of the 7th. It's 3-2 Mets over the Brewer Crew. David Peterson with a really good outing after a couple bumpy ones. The 2-2, swing, slices it. We'll do it again. Braves set to take on the Baltimore Orioles this weekend. The 2-2. Down below the knees. That time he called it legitimately. Full count. He's been calling that crappy location a strike all night. I think if he would have rang him up there, Ozuna was going to go ballistic. The payoff. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Didn't matter. 1 down. Right now, they are showing Strider on the bump for tomorrow. And then nobody on the hill has been mention for Saturday, it would be Holmes going in on Sunday. The first pitch on the way to Profar. That ball is whacked. Back, get up, get gone. A solo shot. Zip, boom, bam. Rama-lama, ding-dong. His second home run of the year. Second in 2 nights. Jerickson Profar. Pro good. That'll end the shutout. At least somebody's awake. That ball was cannoned into left field. First pitch on the way to Ozzie. Swings, swats it back foul. It's 0-1. 417 happy feet. Profar at least gets us on the board. The 0-1, outside wide, 1-1. See if that might wake him up a little bit. Maybe at least put a scare into this Angels bunch. The 1-1, high and out of the zone, 2-1. 2-1 count. Pitch on the way, swing, laces it towards center. That'll be an easy fly ball out. 2 down. 2 down, and Sean Murphy's turn. Sean Murphy 1 for 3 on the night. Their game plan with the catchers made no sense in this series, by the way. First pitch on the way is a 4-seam fastball, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. They had Baldwin going up against a left-hander the other night. Now we have a right-hander on the mound. They put Murphy behind the plate. The 0-1, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. If you wanted to tell me that you wanted to have Murphy go Tuesday and Wednesday versus the lefties and Baldwin against the righty on Thursday, it made a ton of sense. That's not what they did. The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Blew it right by him. Good Lord. Maybe that's why they don't want him swinging against the left-hander. That looks silly. Braves lose another tough one. 5-1 your final. The only bright spot in the entire game was the one you just saw, the solo shot by Jerickson Profar. He's had 2 home runs in 2 nights, and the Braves' offense was basically non-existent. 5 hits, 1 by Acuna, 1 by Olsen, both singles, a single by Murphy, and Ozuna, and then the Profar home run. 5-1 your final. We lose another series at home. We'll try to pick up the pieces and welcome in one of the worst teams in baseball, the Baltimore Orioles. Tomorrow, a 3-game set. Tomorrow night is going to be we'll have the 3D up, but we'll have the Once Upon a Pastime and the Salute to Service shows up tomorrow. And then Saturday, pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. That is want to double-check? Yes, that is a 4:10 first pitch. And then Sunday, 11:35. Remember to set your alarms because that one comes at you early on Sunday. And then we have an off day, and then we go on a 6-game road trip before the All-Star game. Remember something, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, they are all late-night affairs. We're going to bring you every single game, every single inning, but they're in Sacramento playing the Athletics 10 o'clock, and 9 o'clock next week. Then they come back a little further east. We play 8:15 on Friday, 2:15 on Saturday, And then we head to Atlanta for the meet and greet on Sunday afternoon, July 13th. Anybody that's going to do that, please let everybody know. We've created the community in X, and if you're not familiar with what that means, it's the old Twitter, now called X. You go into the community, the only people that can see what you're saying are the people in the community. So it's kind of like a safe spot to complain and just talk shop or whatever you want to do there. But if you know that you're going to be there, you want to update, please put it there. I'll put the link in one more time before we get off here tonight, and I'll continue to do it to let everybody know where to go. All you got to do is click, and you'll be instantly in. We'll see you then. Braves lose a tough one, 5-1. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with one inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude grim melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer curled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire! Shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With the smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult. He bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two!" "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence, his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner.